सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयम् यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। So let us read verse number 5. देहाभिमानिनो दुःखं न देहस्य स्वभावतः स्वापवत् तत्प्रहाणाय तत्त्वमित्युच्यते दृशेः। तर्हि दुःखित्वादि भावेन प्रत्यक्ष अनुभवेन शाब्दस्य ज्ञानस्य बाध्यतो उपत्तेः। द क्वेश्चन वाज एक नीडौ एक कालिकौ विरुद्धौ प्रत्ययौ कथं स्याताम्। इन प्रीवियस वर्स एक नीडौ इन वन नेस्ट और वन लोकस, one location, namely the self. Viruddho pratyayo, two different cognitions or two different convictions, understanding that I am karta bhokta is one and that I am Brahman is another one. Katham syatam, how is it possible that about oneself it is simultaneously Brahman, Nirvishesha, Nirvikalpa and also Karta Bhokta. How is it possible? Iti Nyayato Vada. Use your reasoning. Use your reasoning and see that these are two mutually exclusive understandings or convictions. How can they be about one entity at the same time? Because one will negate the other. Okay, if one has to negate the other, tarhi dukkhitvadi bhanena pratyaksha anubhavena. As far as my being Brahman is concerned, that's what the scripture says, alright. But what is my experience? Dukkhitvadi bhanena, my pratyakshena. So pratyaksha anubhava, my own experience about myself is I am dukkhi, sukhi, karta, bhokta. So why not this pratyaya? This cognition, this nischaya, this understanding will negate Aham Brahmasmi. It is true that these two are opposed to each other. They cannot coexist at the same time for the same entity here, the self. So why not aham sukhi, aham dukhi, aham karta, aham bhokta, which is a pratyaksh anubhava, which is my immediate experience. So why not that experience negate what Shruti says that I am Brahma? The answer was yadi dukkhitvadikam atmana swabhavikam syat. You are right, that would happen. That I am dukkhi, I am karta bhokta would negate this vision of the Shruti that I am Brahma. Yadi swabhavikam syat, had sukhitvam, dukkhitvam, kartritvam, bhoktvam, if it was swabhava, the inherent nature of the self or Atma, then even if Shruti says they are Brahman, that won't work. Tada, so, swabhavikam syat, tanna jnanabhyas satenavi nivartayidam shakya. Then also, then you cannot, you will read 100 times, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, then also it cannot eliminate, negate, remove this nature of the self that I am Sukhi, I am Dukhi. Jnanasya ajnanamatra virodhitvat. Because all that the knowledge does is dispel ignorance. Like the lie, all that the light does is dispel darkness. Tathacha tad vidhi prakaro anarthakaha. The Purvapakshi says that Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. In that state, when the Shruti is enjoining some action on your part that may repeat this Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, the knowledge that you have gained by first listening to these statements of the Shruti through the lips of the teacher, that only a paroksha jnanam takes place, only an indirect knowledge takes place. When you repeat this, then that becomes aparoksha jnanam. This so, Purvapakshi says that this statement Tattvamasi does not reveal the truth about the Atma. It does, but then it doesn't, it still requires that you have to repeat this. That's called prasankhyanam. That's called jnanabhyasa. By jnanabhyasa, you will become Brahma. Then I cannot become Brahma if I am a karta bhokta by nature. If this fellow is a beggar by nature, by repeating I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, he is not going to become rich. If he is rich by nature, then I am a beggar is a false notion about himself. Then by reminding I am rich, that beggarly can be negated. If he is a beggar by nature, just repeating I am wealthy, I am billionaire, he doesn't become billionaire. Even if you repeat any number of times, that will not negate what is inherent. So, if this was a vidhi according to you, for this aspirant, in him to take place a knowledge that I am Brahman, where jnana abhyasa, repeating this thought is the means of knowledge, and that's what this statement means. That will not work. Meaning Shruti will be asking you to do something impossible. When Shruti asks you to do something, it should be something that is within the possibility for you. Shruti cannot say that light a fire in the space, walk in the air, this kind of thing Shruti cannot say. Even it says, then we interpret that statement differently. So if you are not Brahman by nature, and Shruti says you are Brahman, that will not create the knowledge that I am Brahman or abidance in my being Brahman. Yadatu avidya prayukta dehad abhimanimana dukkhittvadi. But your so-called pratyaksha anubhava, your immediate experience that I am dukhi, I am sukhi, I am karta, I am bhokta, that is not real. How can it not be real? Avidya prayukta dehadi abhiman nibandhanam. If this conclusion about yourself that I am sukhi dukhi karta bhokta is caused by the identification of body, etc. Said earlier, and so what is it? Chittam, prana, indriyani, shariram. In all these things which are object, there is a habitual identification. If sukhitvam, dukkhitvam was the outcome of that identification brought about by ignorance of the self, then dukkhitwadi tada avidyanavritatanyavad, then if that is so, you don't need to repeat that I am Brahman. By seeing yourself as Brahman, this notion that I am Sukhi Dukhi will be eliminated. Then, in that case, this is just the Upadesha which doesn't require repetition or Jnana Abhyasa or Prasankhyanam. Avidyanuvrittesya Jnanamatraya Tattvat. Because all that Avidyanuvritti, elimination of ignorance, all that it needs is Jnana, taking place of the knowledge. The light doesn't keep on repeating again and again to dispel darkness, it just once has to happen. So your recognizing yourself as Brahman is enough to eliminate this Dehata Buddhi and these false notions of Sukhitva Dukkhitva. Na karvya avakasha hiti. Therefore, there is no occasion or scope for this statement, Tattvamasi, you are Brahman. Then it can be a vidhi. The statement, Vedantin says that statement just reveals the truth of yourself. Because of ignorance, you take yourself to be quite contrary to what you are. So this statement simply tells you you are Brahman. Like that little lamb thinks that I am lion thinks I am a lamb, then it all you are lion reveals what the reality is. It recognizes I am lion. Doesn't know repeat that. Once that becomes a settled knowledge. Iti Shloka Tatparya. That is Tatparya. The purpose of this verse number 5 that we read. Dehabhimano dukkham. So dukkham, dukkha, unhappiness is for whom? Dehabhimanina. So, Dehabhimanina, one who has abhimanam, dehe abhimanam, yasya saha dehabhimanaha. One who has abhimanam, identification with deha is called dehabhimani. Then dukkham is there. There is no dukkha in deha also. There is no dukkha in aham also. But dehoham. So this is the real, most unique thing about Vedanta, which teaches that dukkha has no reality. Dukkhitvam has no reality. Dukkhitva is caused by the union of two entities, aham, I, and dukkham, then dukkhi comes. Dukkhi means what? I am unhappy. That dukkhi is a combination of dukkha and I. When you join these two, it's not possible. I belongs to one category, dukkha belongs to a different category. They do not coexist ever. The I is the nature of the asmat pratyaya is the subject. Dukkha is the yushmat pratyaya is the object. And where the subject is, object cannot be. Where the Atma is, Anatma cannot be. Where the light is, darkness cannot be. Therefore, this dukkhi, I am dukkhi, that is just not possible. Nyayato vada. You know, when you recognize or when you deliberate upon this conclusion that I am dukkhi, you realize that that is not possible. And still I experience it as though. So Vedantin says that it is the result of avidya or ignorance, which brings about adhyasa or superimposition called dehavimana. Dehavimana dukkham. Dukkha can be for the one identified with deha. Taking deha to be the self, taking limitedness to be the self, taking oneself immortal and limited and small and insignificant. Na adehasya. Adehasya means what? So the Tika says, dehaviman rahitasya ashariram vasantam priya prena sprushataha. Ashariram or adeham. So for adeha, meaning that one who is free from the identification with deha is called adeha. Means what? Dehaviman rahitasya. One who is free from the abhimanam, identification with deha is called adeha here. Like in Chandogya, asharira. Adehasya svabhavataha. By inherent nature, adeha, one be free from identity with deha, the atma doesn't have dukkham. Tatra hetu, number one, says svabhavataha. Svabhavataha, by nature, the one not identified with the body cannot have dukkha by nature because Atma is not dukkhi by nature. Then how do you say that it is the nature of Atma that is not deha or not dehi? What's the reason to say that deha or body is not the nature of Atma? Says here, tatra adehat atma swabhavikam niyamakamaha. That being is bodiless is the nature of Atma is pointed out to us by our own experience of deep sleep. Swabhavat iti. Like the deep sleep, that Atma or I am adeha, devoid of the identification of the body, because there I am free from dukkha. So, Shokam star, he crosses all this grief in the deep sleep state. If Shoka or grief was my nature, I would continue to experience in deep sleep also. But I don't. Or a moment of happiness and everything is dropped. The kartrutva, bhokta, all of us, and then all of that just gets dropped momentarily. Then also, there is no dukkha in me. So that's one way of, so apavat tat prahanaya aso yadva adehasya, that word can be interpreted slightly differently. Adehasya danena dehavimana vyatirekana na dukkhamasti yuktam. So adehasya dukkham nasti. Adeha means one not identified deha, one dehavimana rahitasya, or adehasya without the body. Dehavimana, so vyatirekena, without the identification of the body, they cannot. So for the one not identified with the body, there is no dukkha, or without the identification of the body, there can be no dukkha. It is identification of the body that causes dukkha for the one who is identified with the body. So either swapavat can be another example to show how one who is adeha doesn't have dukkha, or vyatirekana, or if there was dukkha without the identification of the body, then it would be there in the sleep also. So it can be the vyatirekamaha. not Vyakirekam, Vyatirekam, Swapavadeti. Sushupta Vityasa, in deep sleep state. So Swapavat is Hetu, is the example illustration. Like the deep sleep. So like the deep sleep, one is free from identifying the body, therefore there is no dukkha. And like deep sleep, there is no dukkha because there is no identification. Then second line says, Tattvamidi uchyate drushehe. Drushehe. Drushi swarupam. So drushi means the vision. Drishti means consciousness. So drushehe is the sixth case of drish. So for the drushehe, for the one that is consciousness, for the self that is consciousness. Atma. So the druk or drish is the word for Atma. Drushehe is the sixth case of that. So drushehe, so drushi. From drish came drushi, means Atma. Drish means to see. Drushi means the seer, Atma. Drushehe for the Atma, the conscious being or consciousness. Atmana tat prahanaya. Then what is the role of this Mahavakya Tattvamasi? If that Mahavakya does not enjoin you to perform an action, or repeating Aham Brahmasmi, then what does it do? It simply reveals the essential nature of you, that's all. What knowledge does is simply reveals the nature of reality. So this statement, part of the teacher and the Shruti says, this reveals what you are. Tat prahanaya. What does that do? The Shruti and teacher want to make me see that I am Brahman by saying you are Brahman. What does that do? When I see I am Brahman, the notion that I am the body is eliminated. So, Samula Abhimana Nivrittaye. That notion that I am body is eliminated when I see I am Brahman, then ignorance also goes along with that. So, Samula Abhimana Nivrittaye. Dehoham is what? It is the adhyasa, vikshepa, identification, is born of avaranam, not knowing the self. So when this notion dehoham goes, along with the ignorance it goes. Tattvamidi shrutya uchyate. Therefore, to eliminate the ignorance, eliminate this notion dehoham, along with the cause ignorance, is Shruti says Tattvamasi. Aikyamatram bodhyate. That statement bodhyate. So this person self is only told that you are aikyam, the identity with Brahman and Atma is being just revealed here. Na karma. That statement in no way reveals karma or something to do. This reveals the reality about you. Then continuing the next one. The Tika says, introducing the next verse, Tattvamasyadi vakyat dehadi vyatiriktam atmanam avagacchatopi. Alright. So this is exploring the teaching and the nature of knowledge. Step by step. Started with the first step. The dukkha can be there only with the identification of the body. And what does the teaching do? How it removes ignorance, the identification along with ignorance. So that is being explored here. That statement does not in any way imply that you have to do something. It just says what your true nature is. And that dehabhimanina dukkham. Dukkham can be there only for the one who is identified with the body. Alright, so Tattvamasi removes that identification, reveals that you are Brahma. So now, Tattvamasyadi Vakyad, Tattvamasi Ityadi, this Mahavakya, Akhandartha Bodhakam Vakyam. The Vakya, the statement that reveals the Akhandartha, the oneness of Atma and Brahman. Right? Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi. Or Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. And so forth. Dehadi Vyatiriktam Atmana. So that statement clearly says that you are not the body. You are Brahman. You are not the body. Dehadi Vyatiriktam Atmana Avagacchatopi. So when I see the reality of that statement, what the statement means to me, that I am Brahman, that I was Dukhi was a result of taking the body etc. to myself. This is, you are not the body, you are not the prana, you are not the mind. So I realize, I recognize the Atma to be different from Anatma. So even when you recognize yourself different from Anatma, that is body, let us say here. You realize you are not the body, you are Brahman, then also. Dukhi hamiti. So you are no more body. But here it says, still I am Dukhi, that continues to remain even after you are told that you are Brahman. He says, I am Brahman means I am not the body. You see, this is what the Vakya is interpreted to be. Because I take myself to be the body, that this says I am not the body. Alright, I recognize that I am not the body. Body is Anatma. Then also, Dukhyamiti Pratite, and still I realize, still Dukhyam, I am Dukhi, that continues to remain. So you say, Dehabhimanino Dukkham. You say that Dukkha is for Dehabhimanina, for the one identified as the Deha. Now I realize I am not the Deha, and still Dukkhitvam remains, he says, That means there is some other identity. What it means is, Deha should include everything, but by Deha you mean only Sthula Deha. Then yes, even when I recognize that I am not the Sthula Deha, not the gross body, still some identification continues, therefore Dukkhitvam continues. This is the idea here. So what exactly that Tattvamasi do? What does it do? Not just say they are different from body, they are different from Anatma. And whatever falls in the category of Anatma is different from that. That is what the teacher here wants to recognize, wants us to see. So suppose this Dehabhimanam is gone. Then also Dukhi Ahamiti Pratite. Still my experience remains that I am Dukhi. Anuvrutte. So earlier when I identified the body, I was Dukhi, or this was Pratiti, that I am Dukhi. Even after identification the body has gone away, that still my experience that I am Dukhi persists, Anuvrutte. No Abhimanam, therefore, the Dukkha is not the result of the identification of the body. Because if that, now you say that na dehasya dukkham, one free from identification cannot have dukkha. Even when now I am free from identification with deha, dukkha is still there. The dukkha is not the result of identification with deha, it's something else. So na abhimana bandhanam dukkham, dehabhimanam. Dukkha is not the result of identification with the body. So Tattvamasi, this Aham Brahmasmi will not reveal that, will not reveal dukkha. It will reveal that I am not the body, but still dukkha doesn't go. Ita ashankya tad vishishta atma darshanasya avasatvat mayavamiti. Tad vishishta atma darshanasya avasatvat. Dukhi aham, that is atma darshanam. So that Vishishta Atma Darshanam, Dukhi Aham. So not only Aham, but Aham is Vishishta qualified by Dukkhitvam. You see, it is not the Atma Darshanam of Nirvishaya Atma, still it is the Vishishta Atma. which is qualified with Dukkhitva. So that Atma Darshanam, even if the Atma Darshanam is free from the Dehabhimanam, still if the Atma Darshanam Dukkhiyaham, then Abhasatvat, even that Darshanam also is Abhasa. It's still a Brahma, it's still a delusion. Brahma is not totally gone. Even when you are free from identifying the gross body, the Brahma is not gone. Therefore, Dukkha is the result of Brahma. Therefore, Deha should have included everything. But he interpreted Deha as only Sthula Deha. So after recognizing I am not Sthula Deha, then also Dukkhiyaham remains. That Dukkhiyaham is never, it's always an Abhasa, not the reality about Aham. So the next verse is Drushe. Drusheschaya yadarudha mukhachayeva darshane pashyamstam pratyam yogi drushta atmeti manyate. So drushehe chaya yada arudha mukhachaya eva darshane. So example, darshanam here means the mirror. Mukhachaya means the reflection of the face. So what happens is, when you are in front of the mirror, the reflection of the face takes place in the mirror. Pashyantam, seeing your face in the mirror. Drashtaha atmayata manyate, you conclude that you have seen your face. But then it can be vishishta. If the mirror has some defects, mirror is concave, convex, then face is small, distorted. If mirror has spot, for example, face also will be spotted. If mirror has a crack, face also will be cracked. So when you see yourself in the mirror, then what do you see? You see your face, which is qualified by the limitations of mirror or the nature of mirror. You don't see your face in the mirror without the Vishesha or without the attributes of the mirror. That's the nature of thing. Similarly, also you are looking yourself in the mirror. Which is the mirror? The mind is the mirror. Including aham vritti, the mind is the mirror where you are seeing your face. Therefore, the reflection, not the face, reflection also is qualified by or affected by all the limitations of the mind. So what you are seeing is reflected face. And seeing a reflected face, if you come to conclusion, this is how my face is. Similarly also the yogi, that means an ignorant person, sees the self in the mirror of the mind. Naturally, therefore, the reflection called Chidabhasa or Ahankara is affected by the nature of the mind. So not only Viveka is required between the body and the self, Viveka is required between the face and the mirror also. Here mirror is Antahkaranam or Ahankar. So further Viveka is required between the Antahkaranam and Atma. So that is what Tattvamasi intends you to do. Therefore, the conclusion that Dukkhiyaham is at the conclusion of a person who looks at his face in a mirror which is dirty or spotted or concave or convex and concludes that this is how my face is. So this is ignorance. The ignorance is described here. What does ignorance do? How come you come to conclusion that I am Dukkhi? Yeah, you say Abhimana, identification. In what way does identification? So it's very nicely explained here. How there is as though identification of the face with the mirror. Therefore, the face is influenced by, affected by, or the appearance of the face is determined by the mirror. It is a reflecting medium that determines how the reflection will look. Therefore, the person who looks in the mirror has to do viveka, has to separate the qualification of mirror from the face to recognize the true nature of face. Here the reflecting medium mirror is the mind. So when you see yourself in the mind, you will see yourself as limited. Sukhi Dukhi, there are all these spots in the mind. So we need further separation, viveka, prathakkaranam of the mind, self from the mind. The one who doesn't do that comes to this conclusion. Dukhyaham is the conclusion on the part of the one who doesn't do this viveka. That's what the verse says. Look at the tika. So darshane, so first of all the mukhachaya eva darshane. Eva shows example. Like the mukhachaya, like the reflection of the face in the mirror. So therefore the darshane word is there. Darshanam can also mean seeing. So darshayati the darshanam. That which makes you see is called darshanam. See, seeing is not darshanam here, darshayati. The one that makes you see is a causal form, you know. So not only the seeing, but what makes you see is darshanam. Darpanadi, like mirror, etc. Any reflecting face, any reflecting surface. It can be mirror or it can be some metal surface also which reflects you. Tasmin mukha chaya. Mukha and chaya, that's the samasa. In that chakara is added before cha, so what is mukha chaya? But that cha, that sandhi rule requires that chakara is mukha chaya means mukha chaya. Dushe chaya means dushe chaya. There is no chakara in the text, but chakara comes as a result of the sandhi. So tasmin mukha chaya, that is why chaya means abhasa, reflection. So mukha abhasa, the chakara is not there. Mukha chaya means mukha abhasa, reflection of the face. Where? So darshan is seventh case of the word darshanam. Darshanam, in mirror, just as there is a reflection of mukha, a reflection of face. Mukha bhasa, appearance of mukha, you can call it. Mukha pratibimba rupa, of the nature of reflection of the face, yatha arudha bhavati. This happens automatically. When you look at the mirror, automatically the reflection takes place. Arudha bhavati means it takes place. Looking at the mirror, the mukhachaya, the reflection of face takes place. So that's the nature of the reflecting surface to reflect anything that is lighted. If it's a dark room, then if you look at the mirror, there will be no reflection. Mirror does not reflect face, mirror reflects light, understand? If face is lighted, that light is reflected. And that's how you see your face, but what the mirror reflects is light. Reflecting surfaces reflect light. And so lighted face becomes automatically reflected in the mirror. Arudha bhavati, it takes place, becomes established, you can say. Meaning that is not your choice, it's not your doing. It is the nature of mirror to do this, and that's why the reflection will take place. The bird does not know, an infant does not know. There is a reflection, and it may take that to be the either So another entity or someone else who is not in the right mind may take that face to be his own face. So this example, tadvat, in a manner similar to that, drushehe chhaya yada arudha bhavati. Drushehe of the atma, pratyagatmana, the innermost self, the consciousness. Chhaya abhasa yada arudha bhavati, yasmin sankrantaya bhavati. The face as though enters the mirror, sankranti. It enters. Like the sun sankranti from one rashi, one zodiac sign to other sign. Movement. The face movement, for example, from your face, it gets into the mirror. So the reflection enters the mirror, you can say, So that, then tam pratyayam, then you see the reflected face. This applies to both. So like darshayati darshanam, pratyayati iti pratyaya. Pratyaya means in fact the cognition. Or cognition, your conviction, your conclusion. So just as mirror reflects your face, makes you see your face, so also that pratyaya. What is pratyaya? That which makes you see yourself, that which makes you conclude about yourself. So just as darshanam was not drishti, it is mirror, pratyaya is not cognition, but that which makes you cognize, that is antahkaranam. You understand this? Pratyayati iti pratyaya. That which makes you cognize yourself, that which makes you see yourself is pratyaya here. What is that? So pratyaya is not cognition or conviction. It is that which produces conviction, namely mirror, which is antahkaranam. Ahankara. So ahankara is small, limited, distorted, in which the reflection takes place. In the whatever are the limitations of ahankara, you take them, they appear to be limitations of you. Now you require further viveka. That all limitations belong to ahankara. And even when I appear to be limited, I am not limited. So when we know our face well, because you have seen it in very clean and straight mirror, therefore, when you see our face in a distorted mirror, then in viveka, this separation takes place, that distortions belong to mirror, and even when I appear distorted, distortedness is not my nature. So dukkha is the nature of the antahkaranam, and thereby if antahkarana shows me dukkhi, then I am not dukkhi because I am not antahkaranam. So viveka, what belongs to the upadhi and what belongs to I. So not only should you recognize yourself as separate from the body, but separate from antahkarana also. Not only gross body, subtle body as well. So pratyahatam sabhasam antahkaranam, ahankaratam sabhasam antahkaranam. Antahkarana along with the reflection, because antahkarana by itself is jadam. Antahkarana, when it receives the reflection, becomes enlivened and does its job of reflecting. Pashyan. So this person, this ignorant person, aviveki here, it's not totally aviveki. Yogi sees I am not the body, but still doesn't have a viveka. Or the mind mind not being the Atma. He knows body I am not, but he doesn't know mind I am not. That yogi is meant here. Ahamitopalabhyamano yogi. Then whatever is the nature of the antahkaranam, sukhitvam sukha dukkha, then he says sukhi dukhyaham, because that's what the antahkarana makes him see. Pratyayati pratyaya, antahkaranam. agrahana avidyad yogavan. Yogi. Yogi is yoga. Who is yogi? Yoga asya sthit yogi. In pratyaya. Means possession. So one who possesses yoga is called yogi. Yoga means joining. So what are the joined here? Here the Atma is joined with this Antahkarana or Ahankara. So that is the one who sees the self is yogi. So Agrahana Avidyadi Yogavan. Agrahana is not recognizing the true nature of Atma. So Agrahanatmaka Avidya we can say. Avidya of nature of not recognizing the Atma. Therefore recognizing it wrongly. You follow? So even this ignorant person is called yogi. One who is joined with ignorance and is joined with the notions created by ignorance. Atma dushta iti manyate. He concludes that I have seen the Atma. What? When he sees the Atma along with dukkha. There also understand that the reflection doesn't in fact reflect, just as in water, the reflection of sun does not in any get affected by the water. So water may be moving or wavy, the reflection does not, it appears to be reflected or appears to be wavy. The reflection in the water, even when it appears to be dull or as moving, as restless, still restlessness does not belong to reflection, it belongs only to water. So there also we require viveka, that the restlessness or the dullness belongs to water and not to reflection, even when it appears such. So what is what pratyayati, what is like that mirror makes you see the reflection. So Antahkarana makes you see Atma like that. Therefore we require further viveka, that all this belongs to Antahkarana. But that is next step. Here what is being talked about is of a yogi or an ignorant person who still continue to take the Antahkarana as the Atma. So Tikakara said, Yatha kaschit darpana mukha svabhava avivekad. Darpana mukha svabhava. The two things, darpana mirror, mukha svabhava, the essential nature of the face, avivekad, by not recognizing what part belongs to darpana mirror, what is the nature of the self. How even when the mirror makes your face appear to be distorted, how the distortion doesn't belong to a face, how it belongs to mirror. That viveka, one who doesn't do that aviveka. Yatha drustam darpana dosha malinya alpatvadi vishistameva swamukham manyate. Just as he is seen. So what is seen is taken to be what it is. So darpana is dosha, mirror. What is malinyam? It may be dirty, dusty. Alpatvam, it may be small, meaning concave, convex. So make show your face also that small, little, insignificant. So malinya alpatvadi vishishtameva swamukham manyate. The mirror doesn't make it small. Mirror makes, but then it is concave or convex mirror that will make it appear small. Just people generally, these examples are given accepting that mirror is small, so face appears small. In the water of the pond, lake for example, the sun appears small. What doesn't make it small? It is small from a distance, you follow? Even though the sun is very large from a distance, it looks small, so that small thing is reflected in the water. So mirror doesn't make face appear small. Because what is reflected is small, therefore appears to be small at that distance. Anyway, that's just by the way. Here also, the mirror doesn't make the face appear small or anything, It is concave or convex mirror that will make it appear small, just for your understanding. Swamukham manyate. He concludes that my face is dirty, my face has spots, my face is cracked, my face is small, my face is distorted. Tatha ayam mahajanaha, ayam yogi. Ayam what? Mahad. This learned one, this great one, you and I, mahajana. So, upadi doshehi, this is what they do in the court. My learned, what is friend? My learned friend. Although inside it doesn't take, but then this is how you are supposed to say. Your Highness, that's how you to address a judge. You can't address it differently. Whatever he thinks inside is a different thing. But similarly, I am Mahajana. This great soul, this great person. Upadidoshe askanditam tad avivekat. Similarly also, upadidoshe askanditam or vishishtam. So, just as a face becomes qualified by or possessed of the limitations of the mirror, so also the reflected Atma reflected in the mind appears to be possessed of those limitations of the mind, appears to be possessed. So mirror creates an appearance like that. Mirror makes you see a limited face. That's what the mirror does. Here Antahkarana makes you see a limited self. And then not recognize that this is mischief of the Antahkarana or mirror. Upayadoshi askanditam iva tat avivekat, because of the lack of viveka, being able to separate what belongs to what. Atmanam upayadoshi askanditam iva pashyan. So mind being what it is makes the self appears as dukkhi sukhi. By lumping together the self and the limitation of the mind. And that everybody sees. But still, therefore ahankarta dukkhi iti abhimanyate ayam mahajana. So this great person thinks that I am dukkhi, I am karta, I am bhokta. Tathacha. So just as the example of the mirror, tathacha, in a manner similar to that, ahamiti darshanasya kalpita atmaishatvat. So my darshanam, kartaham, bhoktaham, sukhiham, dukkhiham, that darshanam. Kalpita atmaishatvat. Because dukkhiham iti pratite, that pratiti still remains. That is because you are not separated the antahkarana which is dukkham and the self. Therefore, kalpita atmavishatvat. Dukkhiyam is the kalpita atmavisham darshanam. That I am dukkhi is a darshanam. Is seeing his conviction which is kalpitam, superimposing the attributes of the antahkarana upon the atma. That's how this conclusion, this darshanam comes. Uktam dukkhitvasya aviveka abhimana nibandhanatvam. Therefore it was said earlier, dehabhimanu dukkham. Except that word deha included antahkarana also. Which deha was taken as just deha by this person. Therefore this question, that's why the teacher actually, because dehabhimana is a commonly used term. So understand, deha does not confine only sthula deha, also includes the sukshma deha. To make that point, dukkhitvasya aviveka abhimana nibandhanatvam iti, therefore said that dukkhitvam, that I am dukkhi, that notion is the result of the aviveka. Aviveka means non-being able to separate the self from the non-self, that abhimana, identifying with that. That is how the notion of dukkhitvam comes. So this is the explanation of the anatomy of dukkhitvam. How in my mind the notion of dukkhiyaham I am unhappy or I am sad takes place, the anatomy is explained by Vedanta. Therefore, even what appears or the experience also doesn't have to be real. In the dream experience, the world is not real, in the waking also is not real. Therefore, just because you experience that I am dukhi, doesn't have to be real, because that experience is the result of the lumping together of the Atma and Anatma. Itina samyagatmanam vakyat avagachyatah dukhitvadi anuvitupadyate. Therefore you say that even after, based on this statement, you are Brahman, even I recognize that I am not there, still that notion that I am dukhi persists. It's because he is samyagatmana vakya navagachyatah. So this vakya is meant to make you see the nature of self, which is different from all non-self. That has not happened. For that person only, this notion dukkhitva persists even after recognizing that body I am not. Dukkhitvadi anuvritti upadyate. The anuvritti, that persistence, that I am dukhi, is tenable. Upapadyate, is likely that even when he sees that body I am not, he may continue to see himself as dukhi, because still this viveka of the Atma and Antahkaranam has not taken place. Antahkaranam shows the self as qualified by the limitation of itself, the reflecting medium. And that viveka has not taken place, therefore the notion of dukkhitva continues. Kadachit pratibhasasya bhadita anuvrittimatratvad vibhavah. Kadachit pratibhasasya, that which appears now and then, So if dukkhi is a consistent thing, if dukkhitvam was the nature of Atma, then constantly you will have this conclusion or this conviction or that I am dukhi, dukhi, dukhi. But that is not constantly there. Sometimes sukhiyam, some dukkhiyam, kartaham, bhog. So kadachit pratibhasasya. Dukkhitva is one of the examples. Kartrutva, bhoktrutva, sukhitva, dukkhitva. Pratibhasasya. It appears now and then, you follow? Bhadita anuvrittimatratva. Therefore, that anuvritti is not the reality. He says that this dukhi ahamidi pratitehe anuvritte. This pratiti or this cognition that I am dukhi continues. Does not continue. Only now and then. Even for this yogi, the ignorant person, dukkhiyam is not a constantly taking place conclusion. Then it would be nature of self. I am dukhi was the constant conclusion, then it would have been the nature, the svabhava. It's not so. Therefore, that dukkhitvam takes place now and then. When the antahkarana becomes dukhi. Antahkarana becomes sukhi, then sukhiyam, that also happens. That shows that that is not anuvritti, bhadita anuvritti. The anuvritti or that continuity is negated. Dukkhitvam is negated by sukhitvam. So bhadita anuvritti. It's not the persistence that constantly takes place, it's something that gets replaced by another one. Therefore, it cannot be the nature of the Atma. What takes place now and then cannot be the nature of Atma. Why did it take place? Because of the identification with Antahkarana. The way it takes place. And then it is not the nature of self because it is kadachit pratibhasam. So, it happens now and then, not all the time. Therefore, so very beautifully explained here how this aviveka or the antahkarana, the Atma, causes this conclusion, and so how that viveka will eliminate that also. Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.